This is Manchester United we're talking about.
This is Man United we're talking about.
This is Manchester 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 United we're talking about.
Oh, this is Manchester United we're talking about.
It's Manchester United we're talking about. Manchester United we're talking about here. This is Manchester United we're talking about.
This is Manchester United we're talking about.
This is Manchester United we're talking about.
I mean, this is Manchester United we're talking about.
This is Manchester United we're talking about.
This is Manchester United we're talking about.
It's Man United we're talking about. It's Man United we're talking about. It is Man United we're talking about. It's Manchester United we're talking about.
It's Man United we're talking about. This is Man United we're talking about.
It's Manchester United we're talking about.
We're talking about Manchester United.
Yes, people, this is Manchester United we're talking about, and we are going to dive into the latest, and I've got a different opinion to most, and we'll go through that. You might have just joined through Alice's channel as well, so big up to any of you that have done so. And I don't know if we're going to share the same opinion, so you lot can kind of let me know in the comments, which actually would be quite amazing at this rate, to be fair. So do let me know what she has said. I was literally just setting up, and if you can hear anything in the wind, you know, like breeze in the mic, let me know. I've got this cooler fan thing on me. It's baking. I'm dying at the moment. So if anyone can hear that and it's annoying you, just let me know, because I'd rather not hear that on the audio, on the playback. Let's say someone wants to watch it or listen to it, whatever. And then, yeah, and before you know, all you can hear is like, no one wants to hear that shit. Anyways, smash the likes. Likes are super important. And also vote on the poll as well. So let me know. Wally Watkins, they're calling him online, right? And there was a man that actually blocked that transfer. So who would have thought that Watkins could have been a Manchester United player right now as it stands if Rashford decided not to block that move? That would have been an interesting insight. And I know we've got all these different targets, midfield targets. Hey, we'll talk about them. Again, opinion pieces, we'll talk on it. It's more links, right? We got Ollie Watkins. I actually like the thought of Ollie Watkins and Premier League proven. And I think Manchester United are also a fan of Premier League proven right now, because we need to get into a certain position. Let me know where you feel like a front three of Watkins, Cunha, and Mbeumo can make United finish next season alone, let alone, well, we don't even know if there's going to be a goalkeeper or midfielder yet, but we'll see. We'll see. Premier League proven, you can never go wrong with that, can you? You know, you're guaranteed 15 minimum Premier League goals with Ollie Watkins. And even better, if we are to go and get someone like him, I don't know what price, because on my life, this is the cutoff point for me. If Gyökeres, if he's worth 60 million, 65 million, if Mateta's available for 50 million, right? Even though he's on his last year of his contract, might be playing the Conference League. If you're going to spend 50 million on Watkins, who is turning 30 in December, I think it's December something, right? Then surely you spend a lot less. And I know he's got 3 years left, but it is a short-term fix. I think 55 is way too much money. United should not be going anywhere near that, because then you're just wasting loads. You know, when you're hearing Hayden Hackney's like 15 million, you're like, well, surely you get a Watkins and a Hayden Hackney for the price of Gyökeres or something like that. So if he's worth around the region of 50, United should, in my opinion, steer clear. But yeah, Chelsea Garnacho talks as well. And thanks to my good friends, the Chelsea fan base, they said this, by the way. Yeah, my mentions are flooded, you know, and some DMs as well. You know, Chelsea Dodgers posted this about, we'll talk about it, but they said, look at this article. Apparently, it's not new. It's Knowledge Over a Week with Matt Law's article. So this was different. This is Matt Law, not Laurie Whitwell, RT1. This is Matt Law. Christopher Nkunku has come up in discussions between Chelsea and United, right? Okay, cool. Who are also in touch on Alejandro Garnacho. So they're going to go and get some copium methods off of Matt Law's article of last week. Who says that Chelsea don't want Chelsea Alejandro Garnacho? What if they don't want the version of Garnacho in blue? You know, they just want to deny it to the high heavens. Oh, we got Gittins. We're looking at Kudus. Well, maybe what if Tottenham go get Kudus? What if, right? That would be a funny old story. And then, yeah, we'll talk about this Wharton and EDERSON possibilities as well. So, and I think it's a stretch, the opinion, the piece in that. But if it's available, then surely United can go and tempt that. But again, it always comes down to sales. I see the Sancho stuff as well. Like he's still in talks with Juventus. So that's going to be, it smells. Right now, the whole Sancho thing for me smells. It smells of arse and cheeks. Literally, it's like doo-doo crumbs in the bum crack, like literally, and it's stuck in all nasty hairs. Do you know what I mean? Like it's a bag of shite. That's what that is. Doo-doo crumbs. Anyways, let's talk about Ollie Watkins. Come up today from Laurie Whitwell. You probably are well-informed more than me. More well-informed. You can go and read the article on the NY Times, New York Times. I had a little read of it. And at first, so from my understanding is that Rashford, this deal was actually meant to go through. 40 million. They didn't really want to spend 40 million, let's be honest. I think we saw that from a mile away. A mile away. And what else can we get in return? We see Watkins wanted away from Aston Villa. He's been there for quite a few years. Not getting Champions League might have been a thing, but if Watkins is open to the idea of obviously going to Manchester United, then clearly, Champions League's not really on his mind. He just wants to be somewhere, I don't know, where he's going to get maybe more respect, more of a payday. I don't even know what his wages are on Villa, but I can imagine they're quite high already. But for me, it was all down to Rashford. That's what I'm taking out of what I've read anyways. He's blocked the move because from what Laurie Whitwell was saying, he wanted Barcelona and he still dreams of Barcelona as we speak. This deal could still go through, by the way, because if Barcelona does not want Rashford, who has returned to Manchester United now, then what are your other options? I'm pretty sure Villa, now that they've sold their, their women's team, their PSRs through the roof, they can do certain things. I don't know. I don't actually really care either. My whole thing is what if that don't happen? What if they're kind of trying to wait till the end of August to get sorted? I don't think we're getting any sort of money for Rashford. It doesn't make any sense. He is willing to take a pay cut, which is it's better than a Sancho situation, right? So on that notion, I do wonder what's going to happen with Ollie Watkins if we're actually going to take it serious or not. That's the biggest question, because we see that Gyökeres's preference is Arsenal, but Arsenal takes so long, and I can't believe we're waiting on Arsenal out of all flipping clubs who take forever to do business to work out what they want. It's like me asking my missus what she wants for dinner. It's long. You go and go out on Friday beforehand. You ask, what do you want to go? What do you fancy? You must be craving something, right? Yeah. I'll have whatever you're having. Long day. It's a long day. Anyways, let me get through some of these comments. Big up Fraser in the building. He says Nkunku smells Vivel. Well, we're not getting Nkunku. It doesn't make any sense when we've got two players in his position already. The Garnacho story is fake. It's not fake. It's come out from Laurie Whitwell, mate. He was our tier one. So again, cry some more. Do you know what Villa is asking for? No one knows. Again, like I said, there's only been speculation around his pricing, which was around 50 million, because that's what they wanted for him back in January from Arsenal, right? And they would only give up something like 40. So I think that's the only guess that we can kind of make at the moment. Big up to Lucky Singh as well. Maybe he goes Aston Villa. Maybe Garnacho goes Aston Villa. But I wouldn't swap Garnacho for Ollie Watkins. I'm not going to lie. Like, when you think you can get money, I'd rather that be separate. Go and sell him first. Not a straight swap. That's just not good, is it? Because if you're going to go and do that, then surely you can go and aim higher. Maybe even if Rashford was to get swapped for Ollie Watkins, that means you can probably go and use Garnacho money to probably and go and get a proper midfielder. If Ederson's your number one for this year, then surely you go and use that money for Ederson, which we'll go dive into in very, very much soon. Saif says, big up, Cass. How compatible do you think Watkins will be with Amrim's system, bro? Well, look at it like this, yeah? Let me ask you this. If you're a fan of Gyökeres and you want him at Manchester United, which I also do, because I think he's way more clinical than, of course, the likes of, I don't know who else are we linked with exactly, Ekatike, for instance, then yeah, he's going to run the channels. He's going to run him behind, and that's pretty much just going to cause nuisances. That's the whole idea of Gyökeres strong. Ollie Watkins, I wouldn't say he's like for like Gyökeres. I don't think he's as good as him personally, but in terms of channel running, holding up the ball, and a little bit of link-up play when you can find it, Premier League proven as well. He's got the kind of the same profile as a Gyökeres in terms of style. So if you like Gyökeres, then you might like Watkins. Whereas other profiles like Ekitike, Mateta are a little bit different. That's just my way of viewing that. And I can see Amrim liking Watkins. It is very short term, and it might mean you can go and get a younger striker and wait for a year or two. You know, maybe some others might say, no, he's 29. He's going to be on the decline very soon. You know, they didn't have a great season last year, according to others. I'm not too sure about that. Definitely had a mixed season compared to his season before, because they were understanding if it was John Duran or him, then they chose him in the end. I don't know, or they just chose to sell Duran to Saudi, and now he's at Fenerbahce. Crazy old that time, isn't it? So, yeah, I feel like with Watkins, what that guarantees Manchester United for me is literally Watkins, Mbeumo, and Cunha. You're guaranteed for me minimum 50 goals. Man United, did we even score 50 goals last year? How many goals did we score? Let me have a little check. We scored a whopping, an amazing 44 goals. 44 goals last year. That front three alone changes all those fortunes. I look, so clearly, look, you're quicker to it than me, Nielsen. So yeah, I'm looking at it like that. A lot of you are not liking this transfer at the moment. I said, is Watkins a good Man United signing? Rate it from 9 to 10, 7 to 9, 6 to 7. It's only 66 votes, to be fair, but a good third of you says it's a below 6. And the other lot, if you want to break it up, pretty much said 67, 7 to 9, 9 to 10. I do think it is probably around a 7 out of 10 signing, short term anyways. If you can get him for a low fee, it all depends on the fee, isn't it? If you can go and get that fee down to 40 million, then Watkins is great. But if you're looking at 50 million, I'm not gonna lie, it's like, has anything really changed at this club? Really, has it changed? Because I don't see it. Do you not see it? So yeah, again, we'll see what happens from that perspective. But I do believe United are still chasing Gyökeres as the first choice. I don't actually think United are going to move for a striker until Arsenal move for their striker, because that's all we're waiting on, right? You know, and it's always been said that we're going to be focusing ourselves after the Mbeumo deal. You see, the Mbeumo's director of football, I think it was, he came out earlier and was talking on that, and he says he's happy to stay at Brentford if that's the case. But we already know his preference. He's been well said or well documented through Upward sources, blah, 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 blah. And then we focus on the sales. I don't know how quickly sales are going to come, but I do believe these stories are going to come quite thick and fast. And we're going to be in pretty much for a hectic month of definitely a lot of different stories about said players that we probably never even heard of. So it is a mystery. It is a mystery. But when you look at United's options of striker at the moment, you know, you've seen Osimhen being linked, you've seen Mateta being linked, Gyökeres being linked, Ekitike, and the other one being Watkins. It's not actually a bad pool of strikers to choose from when you deep it. It's just how realistic. I still want Gyökeres. I don't know who you guys want exactly, but I want Gyökeres if possible. I think it's another dimension, and I think he offers something that we just don't have. You know, one thing about Watkins is that he does miss a lot of big chances. He is not clinical at all, but he's a volume shooter. With Gyökeres, I look at it a little bit different. Like, you see the Harry Kane finishes against last night against what's it called again? I watched it. It was 4-2 Flamengo. You see some of them finishes, bottom bins, right foot, striking the ball from outside the box. That's how I view Gyökeres a little bit. I'm not saying he's Harry Kane, but it's just nice to see those sort of finishes come from a striker, and not everything being in the damn box all the time. You know, you got to be in front of goal to get a tap in, or you got to be in a 6-yard where the penalty spot is just to flip in side foot it and put in bottom bins. Like, it would be nice to see some of that. So for me, that's that. I don't know why others doubt Gyökeres, in my opinion, but I can see why maybe on a stylistic point, maybe, or a preference. But we'll see what happens there. Laurie Whitwell's obviously drops these episodes pretty much every week. There's a new, what's it called? There's a new article that explains stuff. Maybe it's worded very differently. No, it's always a different situation. But in reality of Manchester United, as no one ever noticed, nothing's actually changed. It's just the same stuff. And we keep talking about it as well, so me included, because you got to talk about it, right? That's the way it goes. That's how it works. How YouTube works. It's just been reworded. It's like, has anyone actually had a difference of like a story that's breaking yet when it comes to Man United? Like, literally, other than Watkins today, when you deep it the last 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, everything that's come out Laurie Whitwell was like 1 week's Osimhen, then another week's talking about Gyökeres, And then there's a possibility. And then he's talking about that, this Mbumo deal that's taking forever. It's a joke. Because really and truly, United can't actually do anything. Oh, United want Ederson. Yeah, but we need the sales. Shock. Højlund. It actually, what I was reading earlier as well, just to pinpoint, they might, or let's just call it a market opportunity for, what's his name, Ollie Watkins, if they move on Højlund. So it's like, okay, if Højlund moves, what does that mean? What does that really mean? Are you trying to get a striker or two strikers? I'm not convinced yet, because I was under the impression that United want a striker regardless if Højlund stays or not. Do you get where I'm coming from here? Like, are we still getting a striker if Højlund is to stay or go? Which one is it? Because I read on that article says the move of Ollie Watkins might be probable or something like that, or possible if Højlund is to move on. And we don't know what the situation with Højlund is, because Inter Milan looks like they got their shit together and said, you know what, that guy's actually pants. We actually got someone better at home called Esposito. Go get that guy from, I think, Genoa, where it is. I don't know where the hell he's come from, but the other young striker. So I don't think a move for Højlund is there, but he still said it's on the cards, right? They don't want to pay 45. And I see that United are willing to maybe take a loss on Højlund so they can get a bit of cash. Our PSR's fine. Yeah, you know what? You might lose out on about 6, 7, 8 million on him. Maybe even 10. So what on the PSR? Who gives a shit? You sell Garnacho anyways. That's going on the PSR straight away. Who gives a fuck? This is what you take a loss. Take the loss on this man. He is rubbish. If you can get the cash, that's our biggest issue. Not PSR. It's the cash. The damn cash, man. We're actually broke. It's mental and it's annoying, but you got to remain hopeful. That's got to be positive, right? Because I do believe people will get moved on. It's just when PSR's not going nowhere. It's already, I swear it's come out. PSR's not happening. They're going to revisit it and probably, you know what they're going to probably do? They're probably going to relax it a little bit. The 90 million, look at their market and say, you know what, inflation, due to inflation over the many years, they're going to probably have to, widen that bracket from the loss of 90 million or whatever the hell it is to like 120 or something. So I got a feeling there's just going to be a lot going on this week. And then, yeah, we'll see what happens. But I'm telling you now, yeah, with the whole PSR regulations, if PSR goes, then Newcastle, who are owned by a whole flipping country, can go outbid anyone they want. Reality is they could go offer 200 million for the top player. It's never going to happen. I'm telling you now, it's never going to happen. But there is a loophole. Of course, there's loopholes everywhere. It's just, can Ineos find one of these damn loopholes? Can we sell our women's team? How about that? Let's sell our women's team. If it means decent for PSR, who gives a shit? We'll see what happens anyways. New year from July is why transfer has been delayed. Yeah, no, we spoke a little bit on that earlier. And I'm quite, kind of going around reading stuff as well, trying to understand PSR a little bit more, amortization, stuff like that, how it really works. It's a little bit long to get my head around, just to say, oh, okay, that works like that, so that can work that way. I've got, if anyone knows a Swedish Rumble, I think his name is on Twitter. He's quite knowledgeable in all of this situation. He's always posting these long ass threads. So if you do want to learn something, then there you go. People, smash the like button if you haven't done so yet. 152 in the house, which is nice to see considering how many other United channels are probably live at the moment. It's nice to know that I've got a core fan base at least. So if we can get this up to 100 likes in a click of a fingers, calm, happy days. We are running at 9 a.m.s as well, so bear that in mind. If you are up in the mornings, then that's that. You can definitely tune into that one there. So yeah, 9 a.m. YouTube on this channel, notification bell. Yeah, but regardless of that, Watkins, I approve of it. It just depends on the price of it all. But with Rashford, not Rashford, but the whole Garnacho to Chelsea. See, I do believe Chelsea do retain an interest, and I do believe they need another attacker. But what was briefed out of Chelsea is that, after Gittins, they got their direct kind of winger, right? Then they've got someone that's a bit more versatile in terms of João Pedro. They're still looking at someone that can cover multiple positions. So I'm going off of what Matt Law said. And even before Matt Law said there was they know Garnacho's situation and they are interested, but I don't know. Interest doesn't exactly mean they're going to go and move for him. In talks with Garnacho is a whole nother situation. Like it's a whole other bracket of worms, right? Or can of worms. It's just, I think they like him, but not enough. I don't see where he fits in. You know, João Pedro can cover the left if need be. They still got Nkunku on the books. They still got Madueke on the books. So you got to consider it like this as well. Madueke's still there. Jackson's still there. Nkunku's still there. And actually, if in fact, I've seen Dewsbury all play off the left sometimes, he's still there. Chelsea are now going to focus on their sales before they move for another player. That's what was said. So I'm going to, again, if you put that all together, that doesn't exactly tell me that Garnacho and Chelsea are going to get anything further than July. You know, Chelsea find it very easy to sell all these players. I can see in a world where Sesko moves to Arsenal and then Nkunku goes back to Leipzig on a cut deal price. They're going to probably have to make somewhat of a loss on him because they paid, 60 million for him or something like that, 42 million. I don't know. You tell me. So I think the first option is definitely Kudus. It came out yesterday. They want Kudus. I haven't really seen much with Garnacho. See, I got a feeling that Garnacho is actually going to go to Aston Villa. You know, having a whole top on with Villa. I know they had number 9 Rashford. I don't remember Rashford and Garnacho exactly having a relationship of some sort. You know, from what I remember, they couldn't. You know, Rashford couldn't stand him. So on that part, I can see the only club that's going for Garnacho in the Premier League since it's taken so long is Aston Villa. Who else is going to take him? Are you taking him? Man City not taking him? So we're going to go through this. Arsenal not taking him. Chelsea might take him, but that's a huge maybe. I don't see it. If there are in talks with him and it's true, though, then sure, why not? Tottenham don't see him going in for him, by the way. Might be an opportunity for them, considering that they got their own problems. Newcastle don't need any more left wingers. Spurs are broke. After Spurs, I don't think we want go read up what Matt Law even said with Spurs. They got a big cash issue, so I can't see him going there either. I don't think Thomas Frank would like him. You keep moving it on, keep moving the circle on, and you think okay, Brighton won't take him. I don't think he will respect a lot of the other clubs. The wages are easy. The only other club that might take him is actually Aston Villa. They might lose out on Jacob Ramsey. That means that pushes up their own PSR because of pure profit. Okay, who can we go and get? Garnacho might be there. They want someone that can play 4-4-2. That's good on the break. You know, when it comes to transition, he's fast. He's got pace. They might lose out on Leon Bailey as well. That's the only club. I thought he was going to be more open to going abroad. I think his only options are going to be abroad in the end. And you know what? Napoli not deciding on what kind of wingers they want or forwards at the moment. And this Nunes stuff might collapse as well because of the fee. Then that might open even a bigger market just to go and get, you know, Garnacho and a bunch of other different players. I just don't see where Garnacho fits in Amorim's plan, let alone Man United's. The fans can't stand him anymore. I can't stand him anymore. I don't think it's going to be good for his value either. You know, this whole, United looking in the region of 65, 70 million is a lot of bullshit. You start off high with your negotiations, but you keep working it down. But I think that's way too high to start off with. Then someone's going to put in some low figure. I do believe other clubs going to know that, well, he's a one-away player. We give him 40 million, take it or leave it. You know, the guy's got the ego of Cristiano Ronaldo, but the ability of Jemba. Way too cocky, man. Someone needs to tell him, you're not that good, mate. You know, you got a bag of potential, but if you continue this way, you're going to end up nowhere. And you know what? You might end up rotting on the bench. You got the World Cup next year. Do people forget this, by the way? The World Cup is next year. Yeah. Even Messi's considering a move away from Inter Miami for 6 months so we can go and get into the World Cup. Can you imagine? And you're going to look into the selector squad and you got Garnacho fucking around with the Premier League clubs because no one wants him. It's like, what are you doing if no one wants you? The only way I think of it is that he's got small hope and he's not in a rush. Yeah, he's gone on his holidays. He has to come back soon. I don't think he's going to come back to training because I believe he's been banished. You know, I think Anthony gets sold next. I think that's quite easy to talk about, right? Batiste, whatever issue that is. But with Garnacho, it's like you're going to come back. You're going to have no one wanting you. For next year, it's like Gahey. Look at what Gahey's doing. He's got 1 year left on his contract. Liverpool want him. He wants the game time no matter what because he wants to get into the World Cup and he wants to flip and start for England like he did in the Euros. You know? So with Garnacho, if you don't get game time, how do you go to the World Cup? You're not going nowhere. You're going to get gulagged. You're not even going to be on the bench. You're going to get set with the under 21s. Because technically you are not even 21 yet. You fit right in. Imagine that. And you're not going to get picked. So yeah, I hope Chelsea, I'm begging Chelsea come and get him. I still want my Mason money. I want my Mason Mount money back. Pronto, by the way. Today would be nice. Man said, bring back Scott McTominay. You don't even support United, man. You're a flipping Liverpool fan. Yeah, players have no power when it comes to World Cup. Yeah, sort of move and sit in a reverse. Yeah, and imagine missing the World Cup. You're going to be absolutely fuming. I don't see it anyways. Garnacho is not worth, for me, more than 35 million, I'll be honest. If we get 45 million for him, we're laughing. We're just seeing Anthony Elanga getting, misquoted again. Don't take my word for it, but a bid of rejected of 50 million. I'm thinking like, oh, if Elanga's worth 50 million and Garnacho must be worth 60. In what world? In what world is Garnacho worth more than Elanga? Just had a better season than him. He's much better than him. He's faster than him. He can dribble better than him. He can finish better than him. Definitely pick out a pass better than him as well. And he's not that far off his age. How old is Elanga, by the way? I think Elanga's what? About 23, 24 now? About 23, 24? Gittins 55 million, 20 years of age, Dortmund, much more direct. He offers something different. At least he can beat his player. He can play with both feet. He can pick out a pass. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. Kwanzaa is not 60 million, to be fair. He's not 60 million. He went for 30 million. What do you want? It's a fan. What else would it be? It's decent. It looks what? Because it's in the shape of a fan. Like a brick. Yeah, you look odd. Anyways. No, she doesn't have one back. I'm bullying little women. How much does it cost to terminate a contract? Too much money. You got to think of their contract, how much they got left, and then, yeah, you think you're going to pay off Sancho for his what's he on? 10 million a year. I mean, if United could, imagine United pay off that. Like, it's like, yeah, you know what we're going to do? We're going to terminate your contract. God, Sancho would be laughing just for him to sign for another club. Just for him to sign up for another club, I'd probably take a pay cut. Nasty work. Nasty work. And the last part is I see Rob Dawson, and he's not credible. He was more of an opinion piece saying if United's some window goes well, obviously goes to plan, then, Ederson and Wharton shouldn't be ruled out. And I'm thinking, please don't threaten me with a good time, You can't threaten me with a good time. Wharton's the dream. And I'm going to do a video more on that later on and seeing that it's highly unrealistic. In the position that Palace are in, I don't see how they sell any of their players. Now, the only player maybe to go is Eze because he's got a release clause. Wharton don't have a release clause. Palace, weirdly enough, you'd think they are. They're not a selling club. Oh, yeah, and Gay as well. But that's because he's got 1 year left. Wharton's still got like another 3-4 years. So getting Wharton is highly unrealistic. It's the Ederson one that's still kind of confusing because a lot of that went quiet. And they're saying like they want, what, £51 million from him. I reckon City would have got Ederson if they didn't get Reinders. So we've got to consider that a bit of luck, right? Maybe we would have got Reinders instead of Wharton. Maybe, I don't know. He went for cheap, right? But I do think that Ederson is still at the top of the list. I don't actually think anyone knows the central midfielders that United actually want at the moment. Ederson, Douglas Luiz, Wharton, that's probably like a dream. But that's all it's ever going to be is a dream. Who's the Flamengo DM? I see that guy called Gerson, 28 years of age yesterday. He was cold. I'm not going to lie. He absolutely had up that buy-in midfield. But I don't think we're going to go for that. Richard Rios, I don't actually think we're interested in him. I think that was just, it's like, oh, you know what? We're going to scout a player. He looks nice. He looks good. But I don't ever think we're going to move for him. United's midfield situation, I don't think it's spoken about enough by the Laurie Whitwells and the other lot that report on Manchester United. It's such a long way to go, right, with our attack. I hear it, but the midfield has been needing surgery for a long time, since pretty much Paul Scholes retired and Carrick got old. And then we addressed it slightly when you had that Ander Herrera and Paul Pogba in the middle. And then at one point you had Bruno and Pogba, but the DM stuff never got sorted. Matic was good for 1 year and then his legs went, United's midfield, it's like one midfielder's nice, but really and truly, if it was possible, you'd look at it thinking, can you go and get two midfielders? No, Wharton and Ederson, I think, is Man United's top choices. It's just that's just not happening, is it? It's just not happening at all. Man said I'm looking real Jewish right now. Someone block him. I don't know what kind of confidence someone thinks they can come up into my chat and talk with that confidence. You must be out your damn. Someone block him. Give him a 24-hour ban. And a ban. I don't care if you delete the messages. Give him a ban as well. First time seen without a hat. I've always got a hat on, innit? You should have tried to sign Pogba. What? 3.0 just to get mocked again? I mean, I would have taken him back. One more time, would have taken him back. I would have had him back. Seeing him in that Monaco kit hurt. It hurt. It really did. It really did. But anyways, smash the likes if you haven't done yet. I don't know who's live. Who can we redirect to? I've got to go out. I suppose Adam is. Right. Anyway, let's go raid Adam, I suppose. Cash raid it up a little bit. I'm pretty sure he doesn't need it. So yeah, man. We're going to be back tomorrow morning. If not, I'm going to have a video coming out tonight. In a bit.